Hey everybody, I'm George Affleck and this is
Steven Johnson.
And we are here for the Marketing Manager Playbook. Each week we get a couple beers from the place that's right behind us.
Or coffee.
Or coffee and beer
coffee,
together.
Water, beer day for me. That kind of week.
Yeah, one of those rough days.
Yeah.
We like to talk every week about one specific sort of area that a marketing manager in a specific potentially industry or an issue, and we'll delve into that for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll. You can send us questions if you want at the link below there. There's all the information on YouTube, or you can email me at george@curvecommunications.com.
Yeah.
So today, let's talk about one of your favorite subjects and your area of expertise a lot, because we work a lot on these kinds of clients, which is education marketing.
Yeah, and I think for this case, I want to talk a little bit more about international education marketing. And so international education marketing is something that, was kind of close to home. And there's not a lot of people that help. There's not a lot of agencies, there's not a lot of marketing companies that really work with schools that are looking to expand their international student population. The traditional way of recruiting students is to have agency relationships in the country that you're looking to recruit from, and you go visit that country and you go to a fair and you sit in a hotel and the students come and check out your booth and maybe they sign up for more information.
So these are students, say, in Mexico or Hong Kong or anywhere, and they're looking to learn English?
English, but this could be at the high school level, this could be at the middle school level, this could be at the university level, or this could be language schools specifically, so people that are just coming here to learn English.
So old school, you'd go there, old school to play on the term. You'd set up this booth, kind of like this pop-up behind me. You sit there, you have forms to fill out, you try to get the leads that way, and that's worked for years. I mean, why change?
Yeah, exactly, and it has worked, and it still works. I mean, they're still profitable, and I'm not trying to, say it doesn't. There's just a lot of opportunity digitally, and for a number of reasons.
Okay, tell me what those are, Steve.
Reason number one.
Are you gonna sneeze, by the way? Were you about to sneeze? That would be weird.
Ad space is cheap. So when we're looking at anything to do with Google or Facebook or Instagram, the ad space in the Mexican market is going to be cheaper to access than here because there's less competition. So if I'm on Google and I want to advertise in Mexico for, let's say, boarding school in Canada, I'm going to pay less for that click than I would if I were advertising for a similar keyword here in Canada, quite a bit less, considerably less. And our data shows that. We run this for schools.
Why is that? Because in general, Mexico is cheaper for everything? For to get a beer is cheaper, or is there what is going on here?
Well, in a way, there's two things. There's one, it is that Mexico's cheaper. So if there's local companies advertising, their budgets compared to a Canadian school, for example, isn't going to go as far.
Right. Okay.
The other thing is that schools aren't doing this. Schools are not advertising digitally abroad. So for keywords in Google specifically, like boarding school in Canada, but let's say internados in Canada, which is boarding in Canada. Yeah, it's Spanish.
Very nice.
There's nobody bidding for those keywords. Or
Why?
maybe
What's
one or
going
two
on?
companies. The schools don't know. Schools are still old school.
Wow.
Old
Really?
school.
Old school.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So opportunity for anybody who's a marketing manager at a school, an international school, to sort of delve into this, especially if they're going into countries where the click rate cost is really low.
Right.
So Mexico, anywhere South America,
Latin
but
America's
Hong
great.
Kong wouldn't be though. Would it be?
Well, I mean, let's look at. There's countries that don't use Google or can't use Google, and there's countries that don't use Facebook and Instagram or can't use Facebook and Instagram. So those countries, I'm not going to pretend like I know the best way to go there. I don't, personally.
Right. So you're not going to WeChat or something like that.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
But let's look.
So we'll focus on Google today for the most, and Facebook and Instagram.
And Instagram. Yeah, I think so.
There's enough clients out there, or leads out there for the schools on those platforms, most likely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, and there's a big. I mean, you got all your European countries. You got Latin America, Spain. You got Korea. You have Japan. Really Russia, China, are the two that don't really quite conform.
Okay. Wonder why that is. I think we know. Okay, so you're a school.
Well, why aren't schools doing this?
Hey, Steve. Why aren't schools
Well,
doing
there's two
this?
reasons. One, schools don't generally do a very good job locally of advertising or digitally, or they don't do a lot of it. And two, it can be tricky because you're dealing in international markets, and generally that requires translation and translation of ads and translation of keywords and so on and so forth. But schools have all these resources to them. It's just about actually putting the pieces together, creating a marketing funnel, and then taking your ads in English and using the resources you have available to you. Every school that's trying to make an impact in Germany, or every school that's trying to make an impact in Mexico has resources, has people on the ground there and agencies that are there to support them, and they'll be happy to help you out with translating your ads and figuring out which keywords, for example, in Google, local students are using. And of course you can use the Google Keyword Planner to figure out exactly what people are searching for.
You said one term that maybe some people aren't familiar with. I think most people are familiar with AdWords, and there's ways, and Google will help you with this. And obviously you can hire us to help you with this. But you said one thing that I think maybe needs clarification as a funnel. Can you explain really briefly, because I think people just probably search this and look it up, but what's a funnel? Like, what's a marketing funnel that you would create? So you would do the AdWords, or the search words, for example, or you do an ad on Facebook, I assume, or on Instagram. So you create those ads, and now you send them. What happens?
Well, I mean, you can have a 2-step funnel, you can have a 5-step funnel,
What's a funnel?
you can have a 100-step funnel. And let's use a 2-step funnel as an example to define what a funnel is.
Okay.
I mean, so what we're doing is we're trying to create basically a journey for our customer, and in a funnel, we want the customer to stay within it. And the funnel is just various levels that you're really hitting them with. So maybe it's with Google, the first level is a Google ad, a search ad. And somebody searches Internados in Canada again, they find
just
your
like to
ad.
say that.
Yeah, I do. That is my Spanish
impressive.
accent. They search that in Google, they find the search ad, they click on the search ad, they land on a landing page. Now at the landing page, they might leave and never come back, or they might sign up for more information, or whatever your call to action is. That's step 1 of your funnel. Now, what are you doing with that audience next? So step 2 of the funnel might be remarketing to them. Might be remarketing them on Google. Might be remarketing them on Facebook or Instagram. If they've signed up and they've actually entered into your email list, now you might have a separate funnel. So separate steps to continue to reach out to them on email marketing.
And so you capture their information, and now they basically are a lead, and now the traditional approach to education marketing.
And to follow
Follow up, call.
Follow up. You might
get to
even
know the
refer
person.
back to your agency. You might be setting up the funnel just to get the lead, and then now you're passing it back to your agent to do the follow up to the point of sale.
Because education marketing, much like my business, it's really that there is a personal relationship that has to happen. This isn't an immediate buy kind of situation. So you just got to get those leads, give them the first phase.
Well, and if you're listening to this and you're interested in international education and marketing, I mean, you know that if you do go to a boarding school fair, you'll see people that are looking. They'll have their children in a stroller at 6 years old, and they're looking for high school 10 years down the road. So how you maintain that lead over a decade?
Wow.
Right? I mean, that's obviously the extreme.
That is the extreme long lead.
But I mean, really, lead to the point where they die is what you're doing, because especially in international education.
This just took a dark.
Well,
turn.
I mean, hear me out. If you're a boarding school and you're a $60,000 a year boarding school, that student goes through your program, they graduate from your program. Your alumni program is now the next funnel that they enter into, and you use it for fundraising and so on and so forth until
Wow. All right.
Right. So I mean that's sort of international education marketing and
Success,
some
though.
opportunities.
Success. What is it? How do we define success in this? So, comparatively speaking, in your experience, when you've done this, when you've switched from the traditional approach that you talked about at the top to this Google ad, Facebook, Instagram approach that leads to a funnel, what can education marketing managers expect to see in success?
Well, it's immediate. I mean, it's first off, I'm not saying this is replacing what schools are traditionally doing, I think it supplements it, supports it. I still think there's value in traveling to those countries and fostering relationships with agencies and so on and so forth. But students who are looking for schools in Canada and the United States are actively looking, and they're actively doing their own research. And this is another way to reach them, so that when you do go to the country 6 months down the road, they come to your event, or they come to the event, and they already know who you are. And now you're just basically signing the papers, closing the deal.
Wow.
But digital marketing is one of those things that you can turn on. You can have a turnaround time of a week, 2 weeks. If you have an education fair coming up in a month down the road, you can run a campaign for the 30 days leading up to that. Start to attract leads. You can be, okay, my fair is in Mexico City. I'm going to advertise in Mexico City for 30 days for people to come and check me out at the booth. Immediate success. You should be able to see the leads right away. And in our experience in Latin America, for example, I mean, our cost per lead at the high school level was about $3 per lead. So,
and that's good. I mean, what's an average cost per lead?
Well, it always depends.
Depends on the industry. That's pretty good. I mean, I've heard as high as $20 in some categories.
Or $100. I mean, if you're,
a lot of law firms that are doing accidents, they're super
well,
high.
okay. I mean, personal injury lawyer is $120 a click in Toronto. A click, not a lead, a click. So I mean, you're looking at $1,000. Yeah,
wow.
It's
Okay, so good return on investment. Probably if competitions may not be doing it, so it's a great opportunity for you to stand out as a marketing manager right now. And if you are worried about and want more information, you can contact us, right?
That's right.
So
you can always contact us.
Yeah, just email either myself, George at Curve Communications, or Stephen at Curve Communications, and we can do a little call and chat more about this if you're interested in potentially using us and having us facilitate this new way of marketing for schools.
Yeah, great.
All right, thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for listening and watching today, and we'll be back next time for the Marketing Manager Playbook. Thanks.